this situation here, like, once you get in, both of you are playing such a ham mind game with each other. Jab, jab, staggers. The chain staggers will interrupt mashing, right? He can do 3 jabs there, or he can stop. He stops and waits to maybe bait out a reversal or something. And then Cien was waiting for a 3rd stagger jab, tight string, or a special cancel to keep the chip string going. And Zhen recognizes that and walks into the grab. Big gap there, totally negative. Could have got mashed on and lost the turn. Gets the throw. We play the mix again. Jab. Okay, if he continues the jab chain, it will frame trap your buttons. But Cien immediately mashes jab on Zhen. Zhen left a gap there, potentially to walk back shimmy or something of that nature. But that would have lost 100% to a slightly delayed chain jab and would have been counter hit, and Cien would have lost the round. Right? And then immediately after, Cien does this jab here. He's spaced out at this range where another chain jab is most likely going to whiff, and that jab is negative on block. The only way you can frame trap from lights naturally is if they are chain canceled. A chain canceled jab here would have lost. It would have whiffed. So that's why Zhen, in response, after blocking the counter attack from Cien to take his turn back, immediately presses crouching medium punch. This game up close is such a ham mind game guess situation on both offense and defense. Obviously, the person who's controlling the corner is favored because he can modify his spacing while you're in the corner, you cannot. But it is ham on both sides. Ham. That is different from Street Fighter V and Street Fighter 4. In Street Fighter 5 and 4, it was much easier to secure plus frames and to structure your strings so that you counter mash jabs at all aspects of the string. And then by the time you finish your whole airtight string, you're pushed out at a range where you are safe from them counterattacking. And if they press the button, it'll probably whiff and you can spacing trap them. And because you pushed yourself out, you're at a comfortable range to anti-air if they jumped out of the corner. You can check the dash if you react to it, and you can just control the corner. In this game, you lose your turn. You lose your guaranteed turn immediately after they block a button up close. Immediately. You have to fake your extensions every single time. You have very limited options to guarantee meterlessly your string extensions up close. That's why when you get close, it's like this. You guys are both going ham up close in this game. And that's one of my biggest, the biggest things I struggle with as a player is fully understanding that sort of situation. I'm really bad at it on both offense and defense. That's something I'm really bad at totally controlling. But the high level players really get that. That's probably one of my biggest weaknesses in this game. I've been trying to get better at that. Like, you are RPSing on both sides hard. Turn ending was much more intuitive in Street Fighter V. I would argue it was unintuitive up front and then more intuitive at mid-level. At low level in Street Fighter V, how are you supposed to know that X, Y, or Z button is plus? Right? So, to be fair, in that sense, it's unintuitive because you have to go through the rigmarole to get the experience to be like, this is the plus move, this is that, right? But once you understood that, and you understood the strings that the characters had, which wasn't too hard because they did follow a lot of patterns. There was a lot of common patterns. Then you could start understanding the turn taking a lot more explicitly and build on that knowledge over time. And I think that was very satisfying. I really enjoyed that about Street Fighter 6, or Street Fighter 5 rather. In this game, I think the rules up front are more intuitive. Everything's negative, except for maybe one exception here and there. And then you got to fight for your turn back. But extrapolating that to have a consistent game plan at high level is really hard, I think. So I think in Street Fighter 6, I think everything about Street Fighter 6 is more intuitive up front. How you go about winning with that consistently is harder. Whereas in Street Fighter 5, I think the rules were less intuitive up front, and that was a big problem at low-level play. People didn't know what was going on. And then I think it got more intuitive as things went on.